listening to Good Brews Bad Views, the podcast that asks if great beer makes bad movies any better. I'm your host, whose thoughts about the following movie have not changed in 20 plus years, Max Astorowicz. And as always, joined by my two co-hosts who are not involved in any sort of scam in any sort of way, Ryan Everett.
I mean, not that you're aware of, but hello.
And James Thorpe.
Hello.
And returning to the podcast for his third appearance, it's DuJuan. Hello,
Welcome.
DuJuan.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah, man, in person. Thank goodness. Good to see you.
In person.
Yep.
In the flesh.
Oh, boy. So, today on Good Brews, Bad Views, we'll be watching the John Leguizamo film, The Pest, from, I think, 1997?
That sounds right.
Sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, oh, boy. Thankfully, this movie's only 84 minutes.
Thank God.
How this podcast is going to work is we're going to be watching The Pest. We'll be recording an audio commentary of sorts, talking about what we like, little, what we don't like, probably a lot, and hopefully having a good time trying to crack wise and enjoying some tasty beverages alongside of it.
Question mark.
And more on that soon to come. The podcast is designed to be listened to alongside watching this movie, but in the event that you're just here for the audio experience, we'll be doing our best to narrate alongside what is happening on the screen, so you can go about your day doing it as whatever you do while you listen to podcasts. Ryan, why don't you tell the folks at home where they can tune their sets?
Or not.
Yeah.
Or just not at all. We are once again here at Amazon Prime, but just a usual quick aside. If you don't have the time or patience to listen to the entire episode for today's recording, please check this episode's description for the timestamp you can jump to catch our wrap-up thoughts on the film, on the beer, and just how much we all hate this movie.
Yeah, we're
Most
probably gonna have like a very downtrodden, beaten.
Yeah, we're
Tone
going
to
to sound
our
haggard
voices.
at the end, for sure.
There's definitely going to be a lot of hatred going on with this movie.
Okay, but yeah, we are again, we're watching via Amazon Prime, so we have our stream paused just as the TriStar logo has begun to fade from view. Again, 20 seconds in for us. So if you're going to watch along at home, press play now. All right, I'm going to crack this beer open because I want to know what we got going on here.
Yeah, yeah. This Bubble Factory logo just looks like it's like a scam.
It
Like
does.
a money laundering thing.
Yeah.
So we're opening with like the most 90s font ever. Do you guys remember there was like a Windows font called like My Tice or something like that?
This is like Cool Runnings font.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening shot of Miami.
Bienvenido a Miami. So here we go.
Oh boy.
Beach resort shots, a lot of aerial shots here. Oh,
This
man.
song in the beginning is so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, at least it was when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, okay, no, all right. Dewan is pushing us off a cliff here with talking about this movie. So I hadn't seen this movie since I was probably at the oldest 13. But when I was young, I watched this movie all the time. And this opening fucking train wreck of a song is the only thing I remembered. I remembered nothing else from this movie. So now we're opening to John Leguizamo singing a very absurd, very stupid song. Doing a lot of weird impressions in the shower.
so many impressions.
Yeah, it was like he was trying to do some type of demo reel for, auditioning for a better films than this
better than this one.
Yeah.
All the impressions I can do, sort of.
one. Exactly.
Like a booger, I stick to this. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
So I had seen this movie when I was about 9 or 10 and could not make it through this opening. Like I watched this opening and I'm just like, nah. I was hanging out with a buddy of mine and his cousins were over and they wanted to watch this. And then we're just like, nah. Let's go do something else.
It's
There's some Leguizamo, like third Leguizamo in some of these shots too, by the way.
Probably, yeah.
Like the bubbles
Yeah, you can see his
move
penis.
around a little.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I noticed
there's
that
some
too.
shower penis here.
Definitely third leg was. I like that third leg was Zamo. That's hilarious.
So, it's so weird. Is this his first movie? Does anyone know?
It might be the same year as Spawn or around the same time as Spawn.
It's pretty close to Spawn, which definitely watch Spawn instead of this.
Yes.
Yeah, we also did an episode on that, so we got your bases covered. But like, I mean, he was a well-established comedian at this point.
Yes.
Was he?
I think so. Like, I'm not overly familiar with this comedy. Like I see it every now and then pop up on like the comedy channels on Satellite Radio, but it's not something I'm very familiar with.
Any John Leguizamo historians, please reach out to the podcast.
Yeah.
I know him from watching him as Chi Rodriguez in Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, where Patrick Swayze was Vita and Wesley Snipes was Noxzema,
Wow.
the ugly drag queen. She was she was ugly in that. Like Wesley Snipes made like one ugly woman.
Yeah.
Did. And John Leguizamo was in there, and he was better in that too. This was probably his debut movie that where he was in the lead after doing comedy shows, and I actually like John Leguizamo and most of the things he's in, and thinking back, I was like, yeah, he's good. Everything he's in, and then now it's like, whoa.
This
was a bad start.
Yeah,
This is a bad start.
He is a ball of energy in this film. Like, he just never stops.
And I hate that.
Yeah. It's like there's like a quota of like puns per second he's trying to go for.
PPS.
And he just like destroys it. But John Leguizamo's been on a number of podcast episodes, all the way going back to Gamer.
Yep. Started with Gamer.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Which we did. That was like episode 9 or something like that. So
a weird movie that I remember him from is Summer of Sam. I think he's like a detective or something to that, and he's got a rocky relationship with his wife.
So here we have Jeffrey Jones in the foreground, and what I thought was also another Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah,
but it is not.
They
just look like two Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey Jones and Jefferson Jones.
Yes.
Jeffrey's Jones.
Jeffrey's Joneses.
Yeah.
So we just got we got Pest having breakfast with his family, just being weird, and then we got a shot of 2 German guys driving around in a car looking for specimens with some binoculars.
So first up on people who are going to get offended are the Irish.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are.
Yeah, this is not a post 2010s movie.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, you have to definitely watch this with 90s eyes. For real.
Yep. So, Ryan, what are we drinking today?
Oh, God. All right. So I grabbed a beer that I thought would just be awful because this movie doesn't deserve a good
For
beer.
the podcast.
For the podcast. So from Urban Artifact, we have Christmas Pickle, which is a dill pickle Christmas goza. 4.3%, so not a big punch there alcohol-wise, but it's got some really cute art in the can, though.
Yeah.
We've had Urban Artifact a couple times in the podcast before. They've been expanding distribution in Michigan over the last year or so. So, what are you guys thinking of this one?
I'm still making up my mind. I don't like how it smells, I'll tell you that. It tastes okay. The pickle's certainly there.
I think mine, for me, it tastes like someone took like some pickle juice and mixed it with orange juice. And that's or pickle juice mixed with like hard cider.
Right.
That's what I'm getting.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting for this.
It definitely smells a lot worse than it tastes, at least for me. But I will
Agreed.
state that this is not the first time I've had this beer. I randomly found a can of it last Christmas and drank it one Saturday night, just because it sounded like a weird beer. So
this is the moment where you're like, maybe this is a movie about how he's a jerk, how everyone thinks he's a jerk, but he's a nice guy. And then you're like, nope. No, it's not. He's just a jerk.
Yep.
He beats these grade schoolers in basketball to help out a fat kid.
And
steals their lunches.
Literally steals their lunches and leaves the fat kid hanging on the hoop.
In First to One, who has ever played a basketball game of First to One?
And why is John Leguizamo wearing Beetlejuice's pants?
Yeah, those
was the style at the time. And that shirt straight out of the 8th grade.
Is he wearing the Comics Zone video game as a shirt? That's what it
Looks like it.
So there,
I think it's Colossus.
So the dude driving, Freddie Rodriguez, some may recognize as Carla's brother from Scrubs.
And we have Aries Spears, you recognize from Mad TV.
Mad TV. He's a great impressionist.
Oh
yeah.
It's
I
hilarious
loved him
and
on Mad
incredible.
TV.
Like how Pest was, or I should say, John Leguizamo was doing all the impressions and everything. Aries Spears will cream him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And if they did impressions off,
yeah, there are lots of like compilations of him doing incredible impressions. Aries Spears on like YouTube and stuff.
And yeah, his stand up too, and like his does voiceovers, cartoons are almost like right behind Phil Lamar. From
Phil
Mad
Lamar's
TV.
everywhere too. Yeah,
I love Phil Lamar.
So here we're learning that Pest's thing, I mean, if you didn't pick it up from the title theme, is he's a scam artist.
Yeah.
So he's hooking up with his buddies to go do his latest scam
at a random daytime street party.
A Cuban street party.
Yeah.
Because something I did not know about Miami, because it's always been this way since I've been alive,
is that they have Cuban people?
No. Well, before like the 80s immigration thing, like Miami was predominantly like an old people Jewish town.
Yes, it was. And then it became not that.
Yeah, and then it became not that.
It became very Latin and very
very
gay.
Latin and very young.
Oh, excellent.
So, but it's weird just like how quickly something like that can change.
It can.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice, beautiful day. Lots of people celebrating, dancing in the street. Pest is going to talk to his girlfriend.
This is one of those fun moments where you can tell the age of this movie because it's like, oh, hey, look, my girlfriend's here, which is not something that happens when everyone has cell phones and can talk to each other all of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's no like, oh, I didn't know you would be here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or it's just one of those like random, like, oh yeah, we were gonna go do this, but then something and such. Her friend's name is
Malaria.
Malaria. Yeah, that's her name.
So they're
I remember that.
they're dancing and conversing. Well, they were at the same time. It was
Yeah.
Pest in the middle of his girlfriend, and then the girlfriend's friend behind him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he's been missing engagements with the girlfriend here. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so Ninja,
Xantha.
yeah. So they've got this weird like friend language they use once in the movie and never again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Weird
some-
pig Latin kind of thing.
Yep. This I actually like this scene where they're dancing and talking.
Yeah.
It's an endearing scene that's immediately obliterated by the rest of the movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely try to force a little emotion.
Yeah.
And you know, you try to
then
make
the goons come and take him away from the scene.
Exactly. You know, you're just basically they were trying to get you to sort of sympathize with him, like say, okay, he's not that bad. He's kind of nice,
Yeah.
but he's annoying. Like he is exactly the title of this movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his girlfriend is played by Tammy Townsend, who I know as Eddie from Family Matters love interest on Family Matters.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in a few better projects as well.
Yeah.
The bar is low, but good for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Pest's current scam is he's pretending to be blind and
Do 3-card Monty.
yes. And someone in the crowd kicked a soccer ball at him a moment ago, and he caught it. And they're like, "Well, how'd you catch it?"
Yeah.
He's like, I have super good hearing. Yeah, Jeffrey Jones, another actor who's made a couple appearances on the podcast.
We haven't yet done Howard the Duck. He's in that, isn't
No, I want to. That's on my short list of things I'd like to do next year.
Weirdly, that just got a 4K. I just saw that on the shelf.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah. There's a very tan man on the left there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now we have the Scottish mob.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. The Scottish mob.
Yeah.
Those are some of the better jokes in this.
Yeah.
This guy
Scottish
looked.
mob
Yeah.
jokes.
This dude looked like a Busey for a minute. I thought it was
Yeah.
that one Busey. Not Gary, obviously, but like the other one from fucking Starship Troopers, whose name I can't remember.
Jake.
Is it Jake? Yeah. Jake Busey. So now he's leading the mobsters around Scooby-Doo style
Yeah.
Yep.
in the middle of the crowd. They've restrained him. Some mob boss named Angus
Mm-hmm.
is owed money by Pest. So Pest is just flipping through his Rolodex of like protected groups of like, you wouldn't hit X, you wouldn't hit Y.
Yeah.
And he gets hit every time.
that was so desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was Chubby offended by being called Chubby or by the grammar?
I think he was like, you're going to have me get into this fight as well.
Ugh, that is an unflattering shot of that man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He's wearing some lacy panties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pest pantsed or kilted both of the.
Dekilted?
Yeah.
Kilted.
And one of the dudes is wearing very frilly red undies. They're like 17 sizes too small. And Pest is getting to his job where he's a delivery
That guy has a
man.
beard that looks like a scar.
Yeah.
Is it seriously a beard?
No, I thought it was a scar that looks like a beard.
Is it? I thought it was a
man.
beard.
Yeah.
Send in your vote to Good Brews Bad Views. Beard or scar? So this is...
And now to the Chinese.
Yeah.
Offending Chinese.
So Pest's fake Chinese is saying, "Me love you long time, me so horny." So this is this movie lives a lot in some very shitty racist and homophobic jokes.
As it's just lowest common denominator the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole
yeah.
time.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, I didn't remember any of this shit when I rewatched this last week. I was blown away by how much it was like, Jesus. I don't know if I purposely blocked it out, but none of this was familiar to me.
Yeah.
But holy shit!
I mean,
it's a
going
very bad movie.
back to that kilt scene. I mean, it's lucky that they were wearing anything underneath those kilts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
And now he pretends that they cooked his duck.
They killed his duck.
His duck Quacky.
Yeah. Goes back to that line, easier to remember a big lie than a small one, with this entire scene which goes on for way too long.
It's
Which I can apply for
the whole
most
movie.
scenes of this.
So now, Pest is threatening legal action against the restaurant for cooking his pet.
Yeah.
So he steals the chef's little red ribbon, wraps it around Quacky's head to keep him warm.
Like a babushka.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a funny delivery.
Yeah.
Did you kill Quacky? And the chef's all,
Wow.
I might have. That was funny.
Yeah, like most of the jokes in here, like you said, they kind of go on like way too long, where it's already bad enough.
Yeah.
But it's like, beating a dead horse. Like it's the horse is already dead. It's glue by now.
Yeah, it's already glue, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Ryan, any follow-up thoughts on this beer? Now that you've drank a little more of it.
Yeah, you know what? It's pretty pleasant. Which honestly I wasn't expecting. It's less pickly now to me.
Yeah, I'm not
And
sure
I
if
don't
it's
know
like
if
your
that's-
mouth getting accustomed to
Yeah,
how thickly
yeah.
it is.
The smell is still real bad. Like,
Yeah,
I hate the way
yeah.
this beer smells. Tastes pretty good though.
The smell is kind of like if you left the jar of pickles open outside of the fridge, and
Yeah,
like the juice has
yeah,
gotten warm.
yeah. Agree. Oh, so Pest is calling up Angus, the leader of the.
Bagpipe auditions
the
today. That's a
bagpipe
nice little
audition.
background joke. There's like a
Yeah.
Rasta guy.
Yeah. I did like this scene actually.
Mm-hmm. So Pest has a lot of weird like grammatical tics.
Yeah.
Like he says like you hurted me and just a lot of weird things that don't add anything to his character.
I was surprised that it did.
Yeah.
That's like adding an extra ed to the dids.
Mm-hmm.
So Pest is trying to plead with Angus for some more time here. He says, "Do you know what today is? Sean Connery's birthday."
Sean Connery's birthday.
Crosses himself.
This is one of the good jokes in the movie.
Yeah.
Everyone's like he's a jolly good fellow.
Well, he's a jolly good fellow. Sean Connery's birthday.
I like that they're every one a ginger too. Yeah, it's present day. I'm driving through a tunnel trick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or I'm getting into an elevator.
Yes, I'm in a tunnel vader. Somehow Pest is receiving the quacky that he asked to be served. Weird, pretty flexible manager. He's just letting this dude make these phone calls and stuff. So I guess he delivers. Yeah, delivers via go-kart.
I think rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Condos, a scourge on the world.
It's a large home. This looks like the house from
Weekend at Bernie's.
from You Me Madness, Human is whatever the fuck.
That is a scar.
Very subtle. There's some Nazi stuff in the background. It'll become much more apparent very quickly.
So the German guys are on their indoor balcony, just looking at Pest do volleyball with himself. He's like, "Wait, this isn't the guy I wanted."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was standing next to a toll, very athletic-looking dude.
Yeah, when he's doing 3-card money.
Yeah. It is a nice gag.
Yeah. So now the Germans are planning to offer Pest money because they know about his debt to the Scottish mob. I didn't know there was a Scottish mob.
Yeah, I like that line.
Yeah.
So Pest is just stealing everything.
Yep. They the movie does a good job hiding why they want Pest. For up until it's obvious why they want Pest, but
Pest is just completely unlikable in every moment in this movie.
He is.
Every moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like when they come downstairs, he's stealing stuff, and of course they clearly seen him steal the stuff.
Yeah.
And then he eats the food like right in front of them. Who does that?
Yeah.
I think that's part of this whole thing is like they try to take this to be like, oh, look how ridiculous of a person he is. It's funny. But instead it is just he's grating through the whole movie as you question how this person is still alive.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say, like, in 2021, no, that he'd be dead.
Yeah.
Like, he easily.
Like, no one would like this person.
No.
I just thought they were eccentric Mexicans talking about the Chinese people at his restaurant.
Yeah.
Like that moment right there.
Right.
Like what does that add to this movie in any sense except making you hate this person more?
Yeah. And bump up the joke count.
I don't want to say I'm rooting for the Nazis, but
what if everyone died?
Right. So now the German guy says he saw his blind scam, so Pest is pretending to be blind again. He's running around the living room knocking shit over.
Yeah.
So all of these things. So again, James, you mentioned he's just a ball of energy.
Yeah.
He's very directly and poorly channeling a lot of influences to me here.
Yeah.
Like a Groucho Marx, a Bugs Bunny, and a Woody Woodpecker, which is specifically referenced at the end of the movie by him.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, these things are all funny and revered. What if I do this but poorly?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Well, even from that opening song, you can just see like all the stuff he's pulling.
Yeah, some Jerry Lewis in there.
Yeah.
So
Desi Arnaz.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that he's just like he is scamming the scam artist here with this whole thing. Like the
German guy scamming.
The German
Pest?
guy is pulling one over on Pest here because he's like, this guy is so dumb as to let me do whatever I want if I tell him I'll give him money.
Right.
Yeah.
So this they've got Pest tied, laying down on a rotating table. They're just speeding it up.
Yeah. Again, like they're just like, oh yeah, we want you for some tests, and it's just like, okay.
So Pest is starting to get a little ill. The visual gag punchline to this is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because of it, like it has the trajectory that you'd expect the
Fail.
vomit to take. Yeah. So now he's in the yoicks.
That's pretty much a typical day at the gym for me.
So now Pest is they're testing his tennis skills.
Yeah. Proto Jackass skit.
Right.
Yes. I mean, I like this scene. This is one
I
of the best
love it
scenes.
because he's getting his comeuppance.
Yeah,
like, just
right.
being such
I
a
like
dick.
how the Germans are dressed for tennis as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie was like extra quirky.
Just
but
Like-
in a terrible way.
How come the scene where he gets hurt isn't the one that keeps going?
So if you guys look at the table, you can see the string holding the ball. You see it? See
Oh
it wiggling?
wow,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I noticed that just before you guys
because
got
of
here.
the neon lighting, too.
Whoa.
Wait, it doesn't even break the. Doesn't even break the form. Why would they need to have?
I think it's holding the. I think that string is holding the cue ball.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought the string was wrapped around the I saw the string wrapped around the frame or.
Oh no,
no.
they also had one tied to the ball that he hits, so they could
okay.
so they could yoink it out of frame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So again, more just Bugs Bunny, Groucho stuff here, just all over. He's so scattershot. Pulls a dude's pants down. He's a very short person, which I didn't really know until watching this movie.
Well, Jeffrey Jones is actually pretty tall. He's
I was gonna
like
say-
6'4", 6'5".
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
That's probably.
Yep.
I believe
To the
you.
internet.
It seems likely. Yeah, I want to know how tall Jeffrey Jones is.
You could actually get drunk off of playing a shot game for like the many times he pulls somebody's pants down
Yeah.
or slaps somebody's ass or gives
Red-
them a wedgie. Like,
at
yeah,
least
you're right. He
3?
should be dead by now.
Again, Pest is just off, just like it's like a puppy that you'd want to kill.
And like you would think like, who wanted to kill that sweet innocent looking puppy?
Yeah.
But then when you're alone, that dog.
Yep. Google
It's like,
says Jeffrey
yeah, I can
Jones
see.
is 6'4".
6'4".
Yeah.
He's a tall gentleman.
He's also full. He's not, like tall and lanky, but
Yeah.
No, he's a
he's
big
got-
dude.
Yeah, big dude.
So Pest has the contract in hand. He's about to sign it, and he's like, "Oh wait, I don't know what this means. I can't just sign it."
Yeah.
So he keeps finding. Some kid sued us last year over a stub toe. We just had to add it. Just sign.
Yeah, like again, another moment where like this is another moment where instead of adding to him as a character, they just run it as a joke that keeps going on for too long, and then you just still hate where it ends up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like, oh, actually he is a little bit clever.
Yeah, he
or
did.
whatever. No,
Yep,
he's
no.
still just awful.
Yep.
Just awful.
One thing I'll say about this Goza is it's very drinkable. Like, it doesn't linger on the palate too long.
Yeah, I was worried it was going to be a little like aggressively. It's going to have
Pickly?
too aggressive a bite, actually, with the sourness, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not... The only thing about it that I'm kind of like, nyeh, is they say it's a Christmas Goza,
I don't get any of the Christmas
but
part.
there's nothing Christmassy about it. Maybe, like, the citrus, but...
Well, the pickle is supposed to be a Christmas thing, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
hide the pickle.
Hide the
Yeah.
pickle, but like outside
Hide
of
the
that,
pickle.
yeah, there's a tradition where you
It's like
hide
a
a
Polish
pickle,
thing, I think.
yeah, in the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
Oh.
my grandma, my stepdad.
No, not what you're
does it
thinking
every
about.
year.
Juan.
Like, wait,
Yeah.
that Christmas party just get interesting.
Yeah.
See, James, to your point, this movie could do everyone a favor, and this helicopter could crash
It
just
would.
after takeoff.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Best part of
everybody
the-
wins.
Yes. What if it just fell out of the sky right now?
Mhm.
All right, so they're bound for the private island that the Germans are going to.
A helicopter that looks like it's from MASH.
Yeah.
It's just like woo, like wiggling in the air. God,
So Pest is just. It's
Nice
like what?
transition.
Yeah,
They should have crashed right there.
Yeah. So yeah, the transition. So Pest hit some buttons, and the helicopter started swirling. Then went to a swirling shot of the island.
Yeah.
United States of Germany, New North of Germany.
yeah.
Somebody's a swirler. This was a good joke, and actually, that was good slapstick. I
Yeah.
made me chuckle a
Yeah.
bit. He falls on the globe.
Yeah. So looking at this library, you get an idea of where they are, or who he's dealing with.
Yep. Rise and Fall of Third Reich, Mein Kampf.
Yep.
And he's just constantly chewing gum. Every possible thing you could hate about a person, he does.
You don't like gum chewers, Ryan?
Well, not when they chew like that.
Yeah.
And then here we
Here-
meet Himmel.
Yeah. Himmel.
Yeah.
the son, the quote unquote effeminate son, as the Google entry lists him as.
Yep.
Not so subtle with it
Yeah.
at all.
No. So he's just sitting kind of like in the shadows in a fancy chair with like some white pajamas on.
Yeah.
Was that a Golden Pond reference?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Non-Golden Pond reference?
Yeah.
Shanks Jr. Oh my God. So Pest and Himmel are chatting here.
Mm-hmm.
Pest is saying, "I actually trust your dad," which for a dumb character like this makes sense, I guess.
Himmel is weird because, like, he's not a good character, but he's not a bad character. He's, like, somewhere, like, just going along with what this movie does.
He's a plot device.
Yes.
So we learn that the father Nazi, would lock Himmel in a
Shank,
room, with a boa constrictor until he killed it,
Mm-hmm.
and then Himmel was just in the room for 6 weeks. And long story short, he develops an affinity for snakes,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably supposed to be some sort of stupid homophobic joke.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
It's just adding to whatever character development that they were trying to have for this specific character.
Gives him the quick once-over with his eyes.
Exactly.
Mm.
The French playwright?
Yeah.
That's a deep pull for, like, this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, who's that joke for? Who's this movie for?
Film critics, probably.
Yeah, like, that joke does not belong in this movie.
Right.
Right, yeah. And then when he said, like, after his 2 favorite body parts,
Yeah, and you're like,
I was like, wow.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's very rapey.
it is very rapey. And the idea that
That's more of a joke for this level.
yeah.
that Himmel just spontaneously adheres to the rules of red light, green light, to me is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't flatter me.
They're German. They like their rules.
Mm-hmm.
Bay of Pigs, Patton.
Other books on the shelf.
2 copies of The Perfect Gift.
Yeah.
In case one breaks.
John Grisham novel.
They didn't really put a lot of thought into this
This dressing.
this dressing, yeah.
So Himmel's offering Pest an olive branch here.
Yeah.
Yep.
For
Tells him it's a
favors.
ruse. Yes.
Yeah. So now we realize that Pest is in the lamest version of the Dangerous Game.
Yep.
Yes.
So, Pest is being like, "Hey, your son just told me all this stuff about you. That's not true, right?"
Yeah.
Germans share some knowing glances amongst each other.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You hunting people?
Yeah. So
Now, there's an empty plaque on the wall with a bunch of human heads around it.
With a very racist joke in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Super
I was like,
racist.
Super
whoa.
racist, yeah.
African American,
Hindi.
Japanese.
And then it just says Latinus Spicticus, which is
yeah.
Which
is a lot.
None of the other
haven't heard
plaques.
that. Haven't heard that term in a long time.
Yeah.
What's bizarre? Like none of the other plaques have any
Yep.
have
Yeah,
anything
it's
like
just,
that
you know,
in them. It's just that one.
Yeah.
That was just like a cheap way of saying, like since he's of Latin heritage, he can make fun of it, you know.
I
Yeah.
guess.
And but it was cheap, and
Yeah, yeah.
honestly, it didn't have no
There's nothing to it.
Yeah. John Leguizamo, I believe,
No
is
reason
Puerto
being there.
Rican.
I think so.
Because like I've of stand-up comedy of his that I've heard, he plays a lot with being Puerto Rican, which that's fine.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah. Oh.
So the bodyguard picks up Pest, and Pest farts and then pees all over the place. And he says he couldn't make it to the newspaper because that's comedy, folks.
Yep.
So now we're getting some backstory on why Shank does what he does. By the time he was 30, he had hunted everything on the planet. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's killed a lot of people based off of the dressing
Yeah.
of this room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who is this movie for?
No one's ever actually played Parcheesi. That's
Yeah.
just like you've heard about the game, but
Yeah.
no one's played Parcheesi.
It's like the the Shaquille O'Neal Genie movie, right?
No, the Sinbad Genie movie.
The Sinbad Genie movie. Excuse me.
Oh.
Yeah. Everyone thinks it exists, but it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Shaquille was in Kazam. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Got it.
The Sinbad one. I think it's supposedly called Shazam. Oh, I'm gonna put that in a Delta Green box.
Do it.
VHS copies of Shazam starring Sinbad.
I like at this moment that we've forgotten that we were supposed to have forgotten that he has peed himself.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right.
Well, nothing in this movie lasts longer than like 15 seconds.
Yeah,
They just move on to the next thing.
So Shank is holding the placard just below Pest's neck as though he's hung on the wall already. Pest is threatening to have a really ugly face if they mount him.
Yeah.
which is funny because the faces behind him are all like
In pain,
all
yeah.
in pain.
Pretty
All in
gruesome,
pain.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like, taxidermy can't make the face look like whatever they want it to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he pulls down a blunderbuss.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, one of the most gruesome scenes of taxidermy. If anyone is, if you've seen the house that Jack built with Dylan McDermott, I think, super grim scene there. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
very boring movie from Lars von Trier. Not his best work.
Yep.
So now the teams are suiting up here. They're
Yep.
outside.
Himmel's the spitting image of the Hitler Youth. Kind of just going through the motions with multiple ascots on. Is that?
Multi-ascot.
No, it's
just
just
one.
one.
It's
just,
very
but multiple patterns. which
Yeah,
is
it's
weird.
3 different patterns.
So Pest's outfit is just like,
It's straight out of Jungle to Jungle.
with Mimi Siku.
Yeah.
This is a thing that's burned into my brain for no reason.
Never seen it. Don't intend to. But it probably
Don't.
will end up on this podcast at some point.
Yeah,
We
maybe.
should.
Damn it, DeJuan, you're part of the reason we're sitting here today for this.
I know. I used to watch that too. That's funny. I like how he has a bullseye on the vest that he's wearing.
Yeah. And the high vis vest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hype is fast.
He gets offered a little revolver, a pocket knife, and like 6 inches of rope. I do like the clue joke though.
yeah.
Yeah.
The rope actually made me laugh. I was like, what is that?
What was that for? And why is it raining behind Shank but nowhere else?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
It wasn't a moment ago. Maybe it was a sprinkler.
Yeah. I mean, no, it was raining.
It was.
It's overcast and it's windy, so
Aha! So Pest takes the gun out of the from the guard real quick.
It's raining again.
Oh, that was okay. That was good slapstick.
Ow.
Quick correction. It was Matt Dillon in the house that Jack built.
Oh,
Excuse
okay.
me.
I don't get the face thing.
Just cause, I suppose.
Yep.
I don't know.
I lied it.
Highlighted it.
So is Pest still trying to talk his way out of this?
Yeah.
Scam his way out of it. Man,
It is pouring behind him.
It
Yeah.
really is.
And then behind them is a green screen.
Yeah, you're right.
Like that.
That is
if it
well, it's moved. Well, I don't know.
it looks like a green screen, like a lot.
yeah.
I would say it is if the bushes weren't moving.
Yeah, there's some
it's
depth
also
to
you
it.
can see it's dripping a little. It's raining a little bit.
Yeah, the lighting just makes it look very artificial in that
Yeah.
shot.
Yep.
So the hunt has begun. Pest is running and being shot at.
Oh, and speaking of lighting, I watched a great little YouTube video about how Dune is lit in comparison with other like blockbusters and why it makes it look so different.
Huh,
And it's
okay.
entirely because of the lighting. Also particle effects because they went through 18 tons of sand making that movie.
Oh,
A
awesome.
lot of sand.
18 tons?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like they used like helicopters and then like removed them just as and like you put the sand down to know how the sand would behave
Yeah.
and then just like do this digitally now with a thopter.
So Pest has tumbled down a hill. He bonked his head. Now there's a snake crawling on his crotch.
Snakes are awesome.
Snakes are pretty cool. Yeah.
But
Still scary, but cool.
having it close to that part, I would have
Yeah,
shat
yeah.
myself.
Snake on snake. No.
So now we get a weird sped up shot of him wrestling the snake.
Yeah, of course it's a rubber snake.
Which is fine.
Yeah,
For a movie
it's-
like this,
yeah.
a rubber, and he starts playing it like,
Yeah.
Like a bass fiddle. Yep.
Yeah.
And jump roping it, kind of jacking it off.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. Just like it just goes on like little too long, and then he's breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. I guess I didn't really consider that John Leguizamo started as a comedian before this. So I guess I just wonder how much of this is kind of, like a sensible trajectory of what his acts usually contain, but I have no idea.
You're okay to not make that assumption, right? Because comedians are usually funny.
Ah, fair point. Yeah, silly me.
So him getting infatuated by a large snake.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The father
I
pulls
like
the
how he
marti-
pulls out the martini glass and he like has the shaker ready. It's a little flask. My dad makes a good martini. Or the martini, as I call it.
Himur. Poor Himur.
with a hilariously poorly painted RPG strapped to his back.
Yeah.
Something you'd find at like Toys R Us in the 90s.
Yeah. Tell it to Ricky Lake. There's a joke to date this movie.
Yeah, no joke.
I don't even know that one.
Ricky Lake.
Yeah.
I imagine talk show host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Oh. So they spring a trap that Pest has set, and it clobbers Himmel into a river,
Yeah.
and he springs a net trap.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was like a pest trap or something that
Someone else's trap.
Someone else, like his trap.
Yeah, previous trap
Oh,
from
this
them.
pest is good. Yeah, so
Father up.
But I'm about to say.
yeah. Yeah. So he shoots his son out of the tree because it's a movie.
Loud splash.
Yeah. Pest is out here committing war crimes in Punji pits and Malayan gates.
This movie is itself a war crime.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that when he put his hat on, it didn't
Like
pour
dump
water
a bunch of
off.
water.
Yeah.
So now we get a poop joke because those are funny.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes they are. It is not here.
The stock footage of the animals, though,
Yeah.
that's coming up. It's
The fart board is put to good use here.
So what is he quoting here? I don't remember. Oh yeah, there's some
Like,
stock deer
it's-
footage.
Yeah.
Why is
that was
he
funny.
all fucking peely? Is it just?
Yeah.
Is he molting? What's going on here?
Who knows?
Oh.
Where there's more it's
What's
fucking
that
Hamlet.
smell?
He's quoting Hamlet.
I was gonna guess Shakespeare.
Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, all my sins remembered.
So now Pest had a newspaper.
That's part of the to be or not to be.
It is, yeah.
Oh. So now they've got Pest lined up, and Shank Sr.'s like, "No, Himmel, I want you to do this." He's letting his creep flag fly here. So that was a funny joke.
Yeah.
But then Himmel accidentally launches
The
his
RPG. And then he is dead. The movie is over.
Yes, thank God.
If only.
There were all so many close calls to where, like, the helicopter crash and this RPG
Helicopter
going
crash,
off.
yeah.
Please.
And they never killed him, and he's still alive to get on other people's nerves.
There's the doo-doo sock.
Yeah. So Himmel is convinced that Pest has been, obliterated.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Shank Sr. is not so sure. He gives
He's-
a big whiff of the doo-doo sock.
Yeah.
He's still alive. Like, whoa, that's gross. Give me
Mhm.
sock.
So, I had expected the whole hunt through the jungle to go on longer than it did, because that concludes That's the sequence of the movie.
Yeah. This movie just gets into lamer and dumber places.
Yeah.
So Pest has run back to the house. He's knocking on Himmel's window. Himmel's watching. What was he watching on TV? Hogan's Heroes?
Yeah.
Hogan's Heroes, yeah.
Colonel Klink.
So some excellent homophobic jokes here. Pest is offering himself up.
Well, Himmel's dressed like Hillary Clinton.
Well played. Oh my God! This.
You ever seen that movie, Perfume?
It's an excellent movie.
It's fine up until the climax of it, where it just becomes an entirely different kind of movie.
Is this the one where the dude uses people to make the sound? Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since college, so I'd be interested to know how I'd feel on it now. But go ahead.
No, it's just because it's this very it's a very grounded kind of story of this guy who is making perfume and whatever, and then the final thing when he makes the perfect one, and then it just devolves into like a multi-100-person orgy. And I'm just like, what?
Oh wow! I frankly don't remember that. It's been 20 years.
It's like one of the last scenes of the movie.
15 years. Interesting.
After he gets captured for killing people and stuff.
So Pest is again bribing Himmel with sex.
Oh, it's so grotesque.
So he's like, let's take the book.
They both start barfing.
Yeah. So another herfing everywhere. So the pheromones, and then oh god.
Oh,
look, he's got a mouthful of rice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So Himmel barfs right in Pest's face, which in turn causes Pest to herf.
Yep.
So those two plot points about the pheromones and then them herfing right now come back later in the movie, which is unfortunate because that reminds me that there's a lot more movie between now and then.
I feel like we're only about halfway through.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, about halfway.
That was a lot of sequel shit.
Yeah, it was a lot of sequel shit.
Jeez.
I was honestly hoping that when they came back and the boat was just in one spot, that the joke was going to be that they got on the boat and didn't leave the island.
Yeah,
and
like
they
were stuck in the
throwing up
dock.
at the dock. It's just like
3 tiers too funny for this movie.
That was the joke I was hoping that was going to happen right there.
Yep, we returned to Chunky and Ninja at a house party, which was mentioned as a throwaway line.
Yep.
About half an hour ago.
Yep.
So, and the two of these are doing their first of many who would you rather or hypothetical situation things.
Yeah.
Which feels like a very
friend thing
that you would do in your 20s or whatever.
Yep. I also like that they're wearing nondescript basketball clothing as to not have to pay the NBA any royalties.
But the Nike logo is everywhere in this movie. On the shorts, on the hat, on the shoes.
The biggest scam was probably on Nike for giving them the money to use their gear and thinking that this was going to be like a hit of a movie. And it's currently at the $5 bin at Walmart.
And then we get a way too long recap of everything that's happened so far.
This is 10 million times worse than the Michael Pena scene in Ant-Man.
Yes.
When he recounts everything.
There's no bongos, that's why. So you know that emoji where it's just like, nee?
Yeah.
I'm making that face the entire time I'm watching this movie.
It's not a good movie.
Yeah.
So Pest sees a super attractive lady in a purple bikini. So he's like, all right, we can do some swimming.
Yeah.
So he's embellishing on his story. He's got ladies hanging all over him now. Hanging out in the pool. Pool sounds nice. It's winter now, but pool sounds nice.
Yeah.
So I didn't notice that Pest had a Xantha
tattoo.
Yep. And then the
German
Nazis come
helicopter.
back.
Yeah, the Nazi copter's here.
I do like in the background that Himmel has an eye patch on.
He looks like fucking Men in Black.
Yeah. And he's not in that shot.
Do you have an eye patch or do you just have sunglasses on?
I think he has an eye patch on.
Oh.
It's only for that one scene.
Yeah, it's only like for that very quick moment right there.
Film grain got weird.
Yes, the the quality of film grain in this movie is more important.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this movie so much.
Yep. All right, so they're
Chubby,
in the
not chunky, excuse me.
they're driving around. Ninjas at the wheel, driving into the night.
Yep.
Trying to escape.
Yep.
So Pest is remembering he had an engagement with Xantha.
Yeah, so Pest remembering a promise he made 40 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's like the one redeeming thing, which
Is it?
will soon be. It'll be thrown to the wind.
I don't believe anything this person says because they give you no reason to believe anything that this person says. And
All right,
So-
So
Jesus.
offensive. Like, really?
yeah, like I said, the
If I was a
emoji.
dad, I would have killed him
Yep.
right
Yeah.
there.
What's what's that? A dashiki?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he had a fro on at the door and
Mhm.
some African
And-
instruments, I guess.
And then he switches to a Rastafarian hat. Like,
Come on, Dad. You created Skynet. Just kill him.
yeah.
Right. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
he did.
saying. Yeah, Terminator 2, and also if you watch Scandal, he was in there. He's also been in Justice League. He played.
Oh, right. He was Cyborg's dad.
Yeah,
Wasn't he?
Cyborg's dad.
Yes, yep.
Yep.
That's a
Joe.
that's
Joe
a fun
Morton.
trajectory of like, we need a computer savvy black guy.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. He's always been good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what possessed him to pick this movie. But
I do miss the 90s computer graphics where
Yeah.
they were just like, let's make it cartoony and put
Yeah.
it on a small screen.
Let's make an unusable iOS.
Yeah.
Yes. Looking at you, Jurassic Park.
Yes, the 3D GUI.
Oh God. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Fuck. This movie.
None of this is funny. Is
Yeah.
the thing on this there's no joke here. There's no joke actually. He's just doing stuff to be on screen.
Yeah. So I thought the joke here was that they were supposed to actually be Cuban. Like her
Yeah.
family's Cuban. And that's why they're having like the Cuban meal or whatever.
Right.
This is a weird turn for Pest to take here
it's-
because he's been so just blindingly racist this whole time.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Fuck this fucking movie.
Yeah.
I thought the joke that he was going to go with there was that he's like, do I look Cuban to you? And then like be like, I'm Puerto Rican. Like I thought that
Yeah.
was the like of him
Yeah,
like
that's
Yeah.
the
of the joke being like he is just using all of these stereotypes and then gets very mad at someone being
being
confused
inaccurate
on
in
a
regards to him.
in,
yeah,
in-
yeah.
to him. Yeah.
Like an
But
Italian
no.
person does.
Yeah, that was a joke that was reserved for a better written movie.
So the Germans are noticing
you
that.
don't just get these
Yeah.
kind of computer graphics anymore.
Yeah, it's
No.
a shame. So as Pest was getting, well, his tracking device, which is in his crotch apparently, is overheating. Himmel's like, turn up the power a minute ago. But we're back
His
at dinner now.
crotch is visibly smoking.
Yeah.
And Miles Dyson is like, he's on drugs.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's got syphilis. That's my part. I laugh
Yeah.
every time. That boy's got syphilis. I laughed at that. That's probably like one of the few things I laughed at in this
Yeah.
movie. Oh,
Hey, it's some butt.
Yep.
I mean, John Leguizamo's in great shape in this movie, for sure.
yeah.
Spent a lot of time naked.
He is
Or
in
close
to it.
shape. I wouldn't say it's whatever.
Yeah, he's in shape.
So here we have Aries Spears
Yeah.
describing the plot of Species.
Yes. Yeah.
The paint job on the
The bug.
Volkswagen Bug
Yeah.
is just
It's excellent.
is
It's,
excellent. Yes.
it's very Miami.
Yes. And the interior and the seats. Yeah.
He's got this hilarious.
Yeah. So we get
Acme.
a gun on loan from Phantasm.
Yeah, what's it like a quad shotgun
It's
or
like,
something?
quad shotgun.
Yeah.
They literally just take 2 double barrels and like weld them together. They're so engrossed in their conversation that they don't even notice.
His
the Germans
singular
pulling up.
emotions there are funnier than anything that Leguizamo
They've got a
does
good
this
flow
whole
to 'em.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aries Spears is a lot more charismatic in
Yeah,
this movie.
definitely.
The little that he's in it.
Because it makes you consider. I'm like, well,
I'm listening. So now the German guy is climbing into
German
second
guy.
floor.
He's enacting the plot of Big Trouble.
I was
Even
just
calls
going
him
to say
Colonel
Big Trouble. If you haven't seen Big Trouble, it's a
Watch
fun
that
little
instead.
Movie. Yes, definitely watch that instead.
If you're
Yeah.
looking for other movies set in Miami,
Yes. You know, Miami sucks, but the cops are kind of nice.
yeah.
So we get some POV shots from Shank here as he's trying to line up Pest. And he starts talking to the mom. She stands up and takes a tranquilizer to the butt.
yep.
Everyone's getting tranked.
Yeah.
After he makes just a joke about someone had sex with a Jew and that's in his family, and that's the joke, is that someone had sex with a Jewish person.
Yes.
There is no joke there.
Yep.
So the father comes back downstairs. Both the women are knocked out with trank darts in their butts.
Yep.
Again, it's a weird joke about
Quotation
prejudice, 'cause
marks.
He was, yeah. So Pest is firing his tiny little gun.
At nothing.
And nothing.
I mean, that's about as well as you'd expect a person like Pest to shoot. Ooh, and Dad takes a dart to the ribs and has a pretty hilarious looking
Yeah.
face, actually.
Yeah.
That was a funny face.
I like that Ninja shows up, does some
In
flips
a
off.
balaclava.
That was funny. Okay.
Immediately gets hit by the dart
Yeah,
gun.
that was funny too.
Oh.
Oh.
And Himmel. I really hate you.
Yeah.
His reaction of just being annoyed to have shot Himmel tells you that he's done it multiple times
Right.
before. Just like, come again.
I really hate you.
Oh, don't look into the end of the barrel. We've all seen Tucker and Dale.
Yeah.
Tucker and Dale.
Like-
That was good.
Again, like what?
Again, it's very Bugs Bunny, Woody Woodpecker.
Whose tricycle is that?
Thank you, Matt. So I was just thinking the same thing. All right, we're moving on to beer 2 shortly here, so I got to slam this pickle goza.
I'm just gonna leave it in the cup. And then he immediately goes back into space alien sex.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Questions.
beer talk. I'm gonna suggest we don't pour the new beer into the current glasses. Probably
Oh
drink
yeah,
this one
that's
out of the
probably
can.
not a good idea. Let's just drink these out of these cans.
So we're about to come to the one, like soon come to the one scene that I actually think is really funny in this movie from like a ridiculous set piece perspective, which is when they pull up to the Bros and need to get into the nightclub.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one where they lean into the joke and it keeps going and you're like, this is amazing because
Yeah.
it truly is over the top hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Germans have reached out to Angus from the mob to try and get his assistance.
I don't understand why they have to use the fake accent though, as
Right.
opposed to just doing that same thing. But I don't know.
That dude has to be a Busey.
He's at least Busey adjacent.
Yeah, part of the Busey
Yeah,
bloodline.
Jason.
So now we have little Scotsmen in kilts on the '90s.
Tracker, the GPS. All right, let's get into this beer. That's what I want to do
All
right now.
right. Yeah, sip.
This is quite pleasant. From Duclaw Brewing Company, we have Sour Me, strawberry French toast, fruit and spice sour ale.
Oh, I forgot that we have this horrifically offensive scene before the funny scene.
Yeah.
Oh, when they got into this. Yeah.
I interrupted you. I'm sorry, Max.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Ale brewed with strawberry puree, lactose, and dark maple syrup, cinnamon, nutmeg, and ground vanilla bean. 5.5% ABV. When Ryan told us he had this, I'm like, this beer's either going to be very good or way too sweet.
Mm-hmm. It is not very sweet.
It is not very sweet. I think it really nails the French toast flavor and is pleasantly strawberry-y.
Yeah, I'm liking this.
Yeah. So
So
synagogue. Yeah.
So we've got Pest and Aries Spears dressed up like rabbis, and they're just
A Scotsman in the Angus Lefroy here.
dude. Lefroy is fucking great.
So there's Scottishman in the synagogue and then Pest in a rabbi outfit running away from it. All right, now here we get to the part that James likes. Well, likes may be the wrong word.
Still a little bit of that pickle lingering in my mouth, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Likes is probably a little too strong.
Yeah.
This at least has humor in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And part of it is why? Because they're punching up in this joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I lied earlier. This is the second scene that I remembered from my youth. I remembered the opening song and then this scene with the cars.
So they pull up next to a bunch of like bros
They're
that
just
are
rich frat bros.
that are being racist to him.
Definitely.
Yeah, that like
Yeah. Yep. So they, yep. Chubbs and Pest are now firing back
Yep.
with a car design that I believe Ryan once pitched to Ford.
yeah.
That seems likely.
And they're gonna
Rock and roll tape
yes.
Just
with
playing-
like the most butt rocky "I love rock and roll" cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dancing out of their T-top.
Yeah.
And where did the third guy come from?
yeah, we're
Just off
It
the
was
street.
so random.
And then
More switches.
and the fucking car just transforms.
That was so sweet. I was like,
We're
whoa.
seeing, we're seeing like Autobots transforms.
Exhibit watched this and he's like, wait, there's something here.
Yeah.
what I like is that it's such a cheap prop too. Like there's
Yeah, it is.
no money was spent on this truck prop. It's like tin foil.
So
The cinematography in this is interesting because
plays
they're
to the
shooting
size
Pest-
of the car.
They're shooting Pest and Chubby like a 90s hip hop video from a downward angle, and then always are looking down at the
hit the bros.
bros. Yeah,
Hit the
I think it's
chads.
rocking the.
Car
They
full of chads.
Destroy them with sound.
yep.
This car reminds me of my dad's truck. He had a Nissan. It was I forgot what kind of trucks the Nissan have. It was, but he had hydraulics on the truck bed,
Ah,
Oh.
and like if they moved, like he was yeah he
so you can
Like
like crank it up and dump shit out.
or just show off.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, they effectively make the Chads unconscious via very loud music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another Beavis and Butthead joke there.
Yeah, I kind of like those a little bit. That was cute.
Dating this movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that was a very
Mm-hmm.
interesting outfit.
Yeah.
I feel like
Mesh top.
Michael Finn-
Scotsman immediately visible.
yeah, just yeah.
Yep. The one that looks like
the Busey-esque one.
Busey-esque one. Yep.
This guy just looks like Lutz from 30 Rock.
Yeah.
Ah!
Blood
Lutz.
blood everywhere.
So Ninja's still passed out on the floor of Xantha's house. Let's get the fucking mask on.
90s cell phone.
Yep.
Man. I hope John Leguizamo was nothing like this in real life at the time. I just can't imagine being around the guy. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Just imagine.
And then Baz Luhrmann was like, yes, him for Tybalt, Prince of Cats.
Is that supposed to be that guy right there? That's supposed to be a Ace Ventura reference, right? Like with that hair.
With the
Has
hair and
to
the
be.
shirt.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Who knows with this fucking movie?
Hard to say with the style of the 90s.
So Himmel's upset that he has to go do work. He sees some of the crowd that he'd rather be mingling with, and Shank just like bursts into the ladies' dressing room.
Yep.
Oh.
I mean, he's not a creep about it though.
Yep.
There's that.
He's being respectful. Sort
Yeah,
of, I guess.
Yeah. So Pest has a very awesome disguise, a white T-shirt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know what to think of that scene.
And he's like,
Ugh.
I can go be more racist.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. He goes in here.
definitely.
Yeah. So he.
You just forget all of the racism in this movie because it's just a single stream of racism.
Yep. It's like wait, it's like a
Continuous
checklist
stream.
of like who haven't we parried or offended yet?
Yep. You know, because every time you have a movie that has something to do with karaoke, you know, I
Yep,
got
gotta
to
have
do
Japanese folks.
Japanese folks. It's like,
That's
oh
it.
yeah, he was like, you know, he said like, let's do Chinese people first, and oh
Yep.
wait, you know what, Japs, you're next.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good Christ.
Not Japanese, but Shang-Chi had a hilarious karaoke scene.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was hilarious. Yeah.
So
There's a lot of gay people in the background in this movie, just based off of their
It is Miami, Max.
yeah.
Miami.
and Ninja has been
Somehow
Distracted.
has gotten here.
yes.
Yes.
I was going to mention too that Ninja like really gets it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, like tranquilize and the whole pheromone thing.
Yeah. I went and did karaoke last weekend. Had a good time.
Awesome.
I'm generally kind of karaoke adverse because a lot of the music I like
Isn't
would not
going to be on a
suitable for
karaoke. Yeah.
or I've always been terrible at discerning lyrics in songs.
You mean
So I spent
you can't sing Kraftwerk on stage, Max?
the songs they had, like the songs they had at the karaoke bar. I was surprised that they had in the book. But then I spent the week like being like, all right, what songs do I know that you would expect to find in karaoke stuff? I mean, a lot of new wave stuff, you know, Cure,
Gotcha.
Talking Heads. None of it. Nothing I had prepared for was in the books.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Well, which karaoke place did you go to?
It was in Ann Arbor. I cannot recall
Yeah,
the
'cause
exact
Did
name
you
of
say
it.
it was a Renegade that you were at, DuJuan?
Yeah, Renegades. It's in Garden City.
Yeah, because I seen you did quite a bit of singing there, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to actually work there as a cook because I was going there so much. So every time I would go, they did not have food. So I was like, well, I have experience working at a few restaurants. So I was like, why not? I'll make some extra cash.
Do it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was called Friends Karaoke
Oh, okay.
on Church Street in Ann Arbor. But yeah, it was
Ann
bring your
Arbor.
own food, bring your own drink. So you
Okay.
know,
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's great.
yeah.
I do like the joke that Bonanza comes up. And he's like, I didn't know there were words to this
Words
song.
of the songs. Yeah.
I didn't even know, like, you know, until watching Stewie Griffin, The Untold Story, that the MASH theme had lyrics.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Commits pantomime seppuku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, the joke of him picking a fake Japanese name and the hunter being like, I hunted that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It would be funny if delivered correctly.
Right.
Cat piss.
Yep. So
So Pest has dumped a bunch of pheromones on Shank Sr. and it attracts males only. So it's extra funny, right?
Yeah.
Males being attracted to males. Isn't that funny, you guys? It's so
it's
funny.
hilarious.
It's hysterical.
You know, that's my life.
Fucking 90s, man.
Himmel just passes out.
Yeah, he's just
Fans
fanning
himself.
himself. The Pest has to yoink Ninja out of the pile.
Aries is outside having conversations with himself about hypothetical situations.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You guys got a go-to karaoke song?
Nah. Mm-mm. The closest thing I would have done to karaoke may have been like a rock band scenario,
Sure.
but no, I do not.
I always wanted to do like a rock band party like I used to do at AMC in Southfield. We used to do rock band parties.
Oh, cool.
And they were fun. I like those. But a lot of
Yeah,
people are doing
those were
rock
all
band.
the rage for like, a good 4 or 5 years, and then just we as the people moved on.
Yeah. I still have my rock band game, but and I have a few people like when we have like little get-togethers or whatever the case it might be, they'll come over and they'll play. But yeah, it's really like kind of faded away into obscurity, really.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like, or if it's anybody playing those type of things, it's just 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love it when you have like the full band.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Blast, man.
one person on the microphone, they got the bass and the guitar, and banging it out on the drums, playing them good songs. And they even though they don't play it so as much, they still do update the songs that you can play.
Yeah,
on there.
they were putting out new songs like every month
For
for
a
a
very
long
long
time.
time.
They still are.
They still are.
Oh, wow.
They still are actually. I just don't play it as
Wow.
much as I used to.
So we talked over a somewhat good joke when the Scottish Mob is cut up with the trio, and Pest is like, "I'll have the money for you tomorrow, but you, as collateral, I'll give you my best friend." And then Chubbs and Ninja both look at him being like, "Oh God,
Which one of us is the best friend we want to be, but we don't want to be right
and then
now?
he says Ninja, and Chubbs goes like, "Yes," and escapes with him.
But then he gets mad after the scene. So I was like,
Yeah,
I thought I was your best friend. But I mean, in this scenario,
yeah,
I guess I would not want to be the best friend.
exactly, yeah.
So this beer has the total opposite nose to it. Like, this smells wonderful. It's not super, super strong, but it's a very pleasant aroma.
Yeah.
It smells like French toast. So, Pest and Shank Sr. are just hashing it out over the phone, hashing things out.
That's a weird like throwaway thing when Shank's like, "Oh, tomorrow I return to Germany because I'm regaining my citizenship," or something like that. Which, I don't see how that's relevant to this,
Yeah.
but whatever.
So the Germans have collected all of Pest's girlfriend's family and Pest's family and brought them all to a ship at the pier and is holding them hostage.
Himmel's just standing around smoking a cigarette like he's Thin White Duke era David Bowie.
Jeffrey Jones is too good for this movie.
Yep.
He's a good character actor.
So Shank is telling a lie. He's spinning the yarn right now.
Yep.
But I didn't know that initially. I was like, wait, is this movie going to take this turn? Really?
Yeah. He said that too. I was like,
Got him. His dad's like, yeah, that makes a little more sense that, no one's going to miss him.
that Jeep rules, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Jeep's cool.
I did not notice that the license plate was Go Ninja, though.
Go
Yeah,
Ninja.
Go Ninja, go!
Go.
Ninja,
Yeah,
Ninja, rap.
An unfortunate side effect of watching The Pest on a 100-inch projector screen.
I'm going to go home and watch Secret of the Ooze on VHS after this.
Fuck yeah. Those were good movies.
Yes.
Enjoyed the hell out of them.
All of them, Ryan?
Excepting, of course, Turtles in Time.
Oh.
And the Michael Bay ones.
Oh.
I have not seen the Michael Bay ones.
You have not?
I saw the first
You
one.
didn't
It's
miss anything.
fine,
I watched both
I
of them.
guess.
I mean, anytime that Tyler Perry was in the second one, He played one of the, I guess the one that created Crank. What is it?
Krang?
Crank.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that created that. And,
Oh,
yeah.
that's interesting.
And the sequel.
Oh, okay.
Weird.
Didn't they also do like a CGI one?
They
They
Yeah,
did.
they're
It's
both.
called TMNT, I think.
Oh,
They
I
call it
see what you're saying,
TMNT. That was when we were working at AMC, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the I think it's a Twitter account or it's a social media account, which is just like four letter phrases that fit the teenage
Oh.
Mutant Ninja Turtles like
That's a good
songs,
account.
yeah, song sequence.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one, yeah.
So Pest is doing hot and cold with Shank in the innards of the ship. This is a big ship.
And by the way, those Germans do, like, you're right, they love their rules. It's like he's played red light, green light, and then I'm playing hot and cold, and they're adhering to the rules.
All right, I got one. Good brews, bad views, drinking sours.
Hey.
Excellent.
Motorola walkie-talkies.
Germans in a big ship, killing Pest.
There you go.
You know, I'm really disappointed that everyone hasn't died yet.
Yeah. Once again, the whole ship could go down and take everybody with it, but no.
He really wanted to make a cartoon, didn't he?
Exactly. It's the Bugs. This is a Bugs
Well,
Bunny
it's weird because
or a Marx Brothers gag.
The 90s had this weird slapstick resurgence, like with swing dancing and making pulp stories into live-action films.
Yeah.
And none of those things are good.
Slapstick would be good. Watch
Well,
Dumb
I mean,
and Dumber.
the execution of all these things
Yes,
were
this
not
movie's
good.
bad. I do like that Himmel is just like talking to everyone.
Yeah. He's all like, I'm with him, but I'm not really with him.
Right.
He's
You know
a
what?
dick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I enjoy like a big ship like this as a set piece.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid 2.
Under
I meant, like,
Siege
in
with
movies,
Steven
but yes.
Seagal. Deep Rising.
Under Siege.
Fuck yeah. Yellow is sauce. Don't trust her.
Yeah.
Close to rare.
Him holding a rifle like that just seems very out of place.
Yes.
But it was Aries Spears in the
Yeah.
In the
Bomb
bomb-proof suit.
Dun dun dun.
Who would ever suspect that there would be two people on this boat?
yeah.
The greatest scam of all was that
Right.
there were two people.
He shot at them.
Gotta
and
love a gun that
basically
uses
missed.
actual blanks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
Yikes.
you gotta love that in the scene he shoots at his family
Yes,
and
I also
conveniently
noticed
misses
that.
them all.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel? So now we're finding out that
They cheat.
yes,
Yeah.
the Germans cheat with their little game.
Yep.
The
No.
Germans cheat.
That's why everyone's so surprised. They're like, you
Yeah.
can't cheat.
Yeah, we did all the rules. You played red light, green light.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the idea that
It's-
poisoning things has like a hard deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like flipping a switch.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You
So now
wanna
that-
go with
It's also, however, very these characters that they would actually have a safe deposit box with the $50,000 in it too,
Yep.
even though they had guaranteed their victory.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird because it's like undercranked and then they just reverse it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
More
could he,
merengue.
like could he not keep this up for like
It's
10 seconds? Like this is not long
Yeah,
enough of a
it
scene to
wasn't.
require that much undercranking.
I don't
Yeah.
understand.
So I thought that the poison drink is maybe why he was like having like the monster shits on the island.
Yeah.
Because like you didn't
Yeah.
see him really eat anything. Well, I guess the fried duck, but that's Chinese food, not Thai.
I like that Himmel's like,
You-
you cheated.
You have to shoot me first.
Okay.
And then his dad just fucking shoots him.
But he just casually shoots them all
Yeah.
the time. So he's all like, whatever. He's wearing a bulletproof vest.
Leo's a good goon.
He is.
Yep.
Excellent goon.
Competent goon.
He is among goons. Leo and Bob.
Yep.
Are top tier goons.
Top tier. Also, big facial scar.
Right? Yeah.
Big facial scar, marking of a good goon.
Wait, which Bob are we talking about?
Bob from Batman '89.
The bank teller that's there, the lady that's the bank teller, that she's way too young to, or like this movie's way too old to be the same person, but she looks like the same girl that plays the opposite in the show Arrow.
Oh, okay.
But like it looks like it could be her mother.
Right.
Like the girl like the chick who plays Laurel?
No. What's her? Is it? I keep wanting to say Felicity, but that's
So,
not
Smoke?
so
Felicity
Gustav
Felicity
Schenck
Smoke,
is in trying to get a safety deposit box
Yep.
money out, and it's empty, and there's a note that says, answer the phone.
Yeah.
And it's Pest.
Oh.
Surprise.
What a surprise.
Killed it.
Killed
yeah.
it me?
Yeah.
His isms are so fucking annoying.
Yeah. So we find out here that because Pest herfed his guts out on the boat, he just barfed up all the poison.
Yep.
And now the Pest's impersonation of the German ambassador is
Spot on.
so good that he's got the police coming to get Schenck.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to believe that any white people get arrested in Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that happens.
Especially in the 80s.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, no, it's the 90s.
And then
Even
he-
still.
And then, no joke, his impression of the German ambassador is the Monopoly Man.
Yep.
It is,
Yeah, that's basically. I don't get why that was that's supposed to be German.
Who actually has a real name, and I can't think of it right now. Ryan probably knows
It's
the Monopoly
something
Man.
like
Moneybags.
money bags. It's like,
Uncle Moneybags. Yeah.
yeah.
Whatever. But if you were to ask someone in the 90s, what does the German ambassador look like?
It's apparently a 1920s robber baron.
Apparently. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Like he should be tying
Bow tie and a
innocent
vest.
young ladies to a train.
Looks more in line with Jonah Hex, which he did
God.
last episode.
So Pest
Just
rips
the
off his
tearaway-
outfit. Yeah.
tearaway
But like
suit.
right in front of them, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
They gave Ninja a kilt and the hat.
Yeah. Which is a good. I do like that.
That was funny.
A little plaid hat. Yeah.
You're now part of the Scottish mob.
Yep.
And Himmel's part of the gang now,
Yeah.
apparently.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that either. 'Cause
I like
was like,
that
who is
actually.
Yeah.
I love the idea that Himmel joins the gang.
I did not notice that either.
Oh, thank fucking God, it's over.
that? So wait, were they trying to set up a sequel?
I hope not,
I don't think so.
'Cause why is Himmel part of the gang?
because he
well, I
just
guess
stayed.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
That's really funny. I like that Himmel joined the gang actually.
That's yeah. That it was like, oh no, you're just a in these same circumstances that your father was terrible to you. You can hang out with us.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
this
that makes
is it the same bro party jeep from Zoolander? I wonder.
No.
So in the end, okay, so the credits are rolling. Again, thank God it's over. So we've got, like a redo of the opening scene. Lots of John Leguizamo's penis flopping around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there
yeah.
There are some scenes in here that were not in the final cut, and I don't care. I don't ever want to know what these other scenes were.
No.
Just leave them dead.
Yeah, they're
Stay
just
dead.
like alternate takes of
Yep.
like the
There's-
opening song.
There's one that's very much not in the movie. All right.
Yeah, the one when they were in the S&M thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah.
whoa.
That's an entire.
Man, that was
I mean,
something
that might
was
have
cut
that
off.
might have pushed it to an R rating.
Yeah,
Probably.
maybe. That's a good call. So should we start our wrap up and just wait till that shit shows up?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
That wraps up The Pest as we are serenaded by The Pest's theme song. So let's get into View Again and Brew Again. Would we watch this movie again? Would we drink this beer again? Let's start at the other end of the couch. James.
I will never watch this again, ever. And if anyone suggests that we should watch it, I'm going to fight them. Beer wise, honestly, no, for both beers.
okay.
the pickle beer is fine for what it is. So the pickle beer reminds me of something that you would get at Dragon's Mead, which is well executed. The pickle beer does everything that it says it's going to be. It is a pickle goza, and it's a good pickle goza. However, I don't ever think of a time where I'd want to sit down and be like, I'm going to drink an entire can of a pickle goza. Like if someone was like, "Hey, let's put this around and everyone can have like a 2 ounce taste of it or something like that." Like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me. And this one, it's fine. I guess it's not. Excuse me, not necessarily a no on this one. I just with French, like strawberry French toast. I'm not getting the French toasty flavor out of this at all. It's very strawberry.
It's on the nose. It's not really in the beer.
This smells.
Yeah, here's so that was a bit of the S&M right there with that chick.
Yeah.
So this, if this beer tasted like it smelled, I'd be all over it.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste bad. Oh yeah, huh?
Yep. She's whipping. Yep.
They're like, it's not bad. It's just not noteworthy to me to go out for this one.
Like, who was that?
All right.
Yeah, there's a shot of
Himmel
Miles
shooting,
Dyson's head on a plaque, which it's weird. Yeah.
and Himmel shooting a gun after holding his eye.
Oh God, there's a stinger.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Let's watch The Expanse instead.
That's a weird thing to suggest after this.
Yeah.
And there we go. Spawn on customers who watched this also watched.
Yeah.
So, all right. DuJuan, view again, brew again, watch it again, drink these beers again.
Okay, so backstory. Like I said, as a kid, I watched this so many times. I even when it came on, I want to say it was either HBO or Cinemax. I recorded it on VHS, and we used to watch the VHS tape over and over again, and we liked it. I really loved it, and I laughed so much. But I was I was a kid, and then I watched it again in my 20s, and I laughed a little bit. But I watch it now, and maybe
this morning, in fact.
Yeah, I watched it this morning because I had to refresh my memory about most of the jokes, and if you want to call it those, and I remember like laughing maybe 3 times, 3 times, like pretty much like every 30 minutes I'll laugh at something.
Yikes.
Because it was an hour, about an hour and a half.
Yep.
So it's like pretty much every 30 minutes I would like laugh at something. Would I watch it again? I would say, hell no. Unless it's one of those things to where like it's somebody that I really don't like, and I'm saying like, hey, you ever see this one movie with John Leguizamo? You should watch that. That was oh my God, it was so fucking funny.
Oh, I got to hit the dusty trail.
Enjoy the film. Bye.
And so yeah, I would know. It's definitely hell no for the view again. Now, as far as the beer, I will not do the Christmas pickle. I do like pickles. I love pickles, and like
I feel like that may have been a joke there.
Yes, inside joke. I love pickles, but I also like it's this shot that you get at the bar called a pickleback, and it was kind of like reminiscent of that with the whole pickle thing, but the picklebacks are much better. So if I have a taste for anything that has the pickle flavor in it, I'd rather do the pickleback than drink the beer. No, because I'm I'll get drunk more often.
Those will get you fucked up real quick.
Exactly.
Pedal to the metal.
And as far as the sour me strawberry French toast, it's like French toast in the can, and it's beautiful. I would definitely drink that again.
Nice.
All right. Brian.
Me next. All right, yeah. So I share the blame with DuJuan for suggesting this movie. So he and I were all about this shit for a while, too. Like, how long have we been talking about this one? Me and you've been talking about this for months, trying to get this out here.
For a while.
And I'm so sorry, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm starting with you again. Absolutely not. I had a very similar experience to DuJuan where, excuse me, growing up, I did watch this movie over and over and over again. For whatever reason, it resonated with me a lot. Again, I remember the opening song. I know as an adult, in my 30s, I remember more of those lyrics than anyone should. But that in the car scene was really all I remembered. And watching it again recently, it's like, what in the fuck? Who is this movie for? No one. Is this movie funny? Maybe twice. It's a total waste of time. This is a shit flick. Absolutely not. I hate this movie. Fuck it. Nope.
How does it have 4.5 stars on Amazon?
Amazon
I have a
ratings
theory
don't-
about that.
Oh God. I mean, these ratings, they just don't mean anything anymore, but not that they ever did.
Yeah,
but-
not anymore.
Brew again wise, actually the pickle goza, I think it's interesting. I think it's kind of good. I don't hate it. Both the beers are yeses for me, but they're not strong yeses. The pickle beer, I agree with Max. There's nothing Christmassy about it aside from the theme, but flavor wise, there's nothing Christmassy about it. That you'd kind of expect to maybe creep in there, any sort of spice. I suppose none of that really goes along with pickle, but
Yeah.
also it's a pickle beer, so who cares? So yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Give it a whirl. I don't think you're gonna hate it. The aroma is not good. It smells very bad. The sour me smells wonderful. It tastes pretty good. I honestly, again, given what this beer is supposed to be, a strawberry French toast beer, it could have gone very wrong with being too sweet, which it didn't do. But I also kind of like what you were saying, James. It doesn't kind of go hard enough into these flavors for me. And the more I get through it, I've probably got about 30% left in my can here. That flavor's kind of started to wane a bit. It's still good. Don't get me wrong, but it's fine. This is a fine beer. Smells wonderful. Tastes pretty good. So that's where I landed on these things.
All right. No, I'm not gonna watch this movie again. No, I was mad I had to come back to it after
I was
20 some years.
very interested in hearing how you guys felt about it watching it.
This movie I would put in the same vein as Half Baked, where it very much it feels like it's a very specific movie from a very specific time. But I feel like this movie's PG-13. Half Baked is R. I also maybe put Friday.
I haven't watched Half Baked or Friday in years.
Yeah.
I've
Same.
watched both of them in the last year or so. Double feature, we'll say.
I feel like Friday probably holds up a lot better than Half Baked.
Yeah. Great cast in both of those films, but
Yes.
because in comparison with those two movies, The Pest doesn't lean in hard enough because it wants to be PG-13 still, as opposed to being Half Baked and Friday, which those are R-rated movies and such, and they lean into the R so they can have a little bit more.
They sort of racism as like their baseline.
Yeah.
Topic.
I mean, they have things that are racial or racially driven and such, but like I don't know, like the Pest though, like I can see why people like. I know why this has 4.5 stars, and it's from nostalgia of people being like, oh yeah, I watched that all the time growing up, and I loved it back then.
So I wanted
recently on like Twitter and such, people have been like tweeting about the first Austin Powers movie, about like how great of a movie that was when it came out, and then people be watching and being like, wait, this is still good. Like the sequels, not so much, but like it's one of those like
that first movie is super well constructed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
hysterical.
like, it was
the
in,
right kind of hysterical.
It was in the zeitgeist at like just the right time. Also 1997.
Yeah.
But in comparison with some of these other films that came out, this one is not aged the same way that like Austin Powers and Half Baked and
I would pin that, Max, on the fact that like all four of us are talked about. No one in this movie is okay. Like the ancillary characters are okay, but you hate the main character.
Yeah.
Those other movies you listed, right? Like you don't. Those characters have bad qualities,
Sure,
but they
sure.
redeem themselves through
The course of
the
the movie.
course
Yeah.
of the movie on the things that they're doing, right? Like at the end of this movie, you're like, oh, I guess he got away with it because
Got away
other
with it,
people
yep.
were worse.
Yeah. And again, to take a slight, actually to that, like a movie's protagonist does not need to be likable for a movie to be good. That's
Yes.
not necessary. But there's, like, what's the point of all of this movie? Like, what's the point of anything in this fucking movie?
The only thing that happened at the back end of this is that the mob doesn't want him anymore. Like
Yeah.
that's the only thing, and that happened just like out of circumstance.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, and agreed, Ryan. Like, you don't have to like the main character, but you also, like, unless the movie is about you not, like, if it purposely not wanting you to like the main character, it shouldn't have, the person that's on screen the most shouldn't be someone that you actively hate.
Or groan whenever they're doing their antics and such.
Yeah. Again, what was the point? What was the
Yeah.
direction? What was the goal of any of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie is like an ADHD person's wet dream.
Yeah.
I think that's a good, because
it's all over the place, and has like Ryan said, absolutely no fucking point
Yeah.
whatsoever. And then, like, you want to root for him,
but you can't. He
in a
won't let
better
you.
movie, but you can't because like he really got away with shit. And then, like, you want to think at the end of the movie or at the end of any movie or a better movie than this one, a person has, like you said, a redeeming quality or
kind of
learned something.
Yeah.
at least learn something, like learn to be a better person. But like thinking about it, like, okay, so that was over 20 years ago. So Pest is probably still the same asshole he is now.
Yeah.
Oh,
or
absolutely.
probably dead.
Yeah, he's certainly dead.
He's probably dead.
He's
by now.
Probably
very
doing
dead.
NFTs.
Definitely.
The only person that grew in this movie is Himmel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
learned to have new friends.
Yep.
And again, we talked over it, so talking about just the randomness of this movie. But at the very end, when the crew is kind of driving away in their Jeep, Pest literally does the Woody Woodpecker, like,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
again, it's acknowledging those weird, zany, totally random, chaotic, like comedy presences,
You know what this
but
movie,
not doing any of it well.
You know what this movie is, Ryan, and why you hate it so much? This movie is comedy Ready Player One.
Oh
yeah,
my god.
that explains an awful lot, you guys.
Oh my god, you're right.
Comedy
Like the only
Ready
thing this
Player
movie
One.
is missing is a drag sequence.
Yeah, because none of
Yeah.
the things it does, it just grabs stuff that's like, oh, you know what this is, oh, you know what this is,
Yep.
oh, you know what this is, and just does it
Yep.
for
Like,
no rhyme or
fuck.
reason. They
Like
just throw it out there.
when the white dudes, they're having like the radio off in
The
cars.
Chads.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when the Chads are when they pop that tape in, what song did you think was going to come on before I Love Rock and Roll? Because like when you heard, you're like, of course it's this song.
I figured it was
but-
used to like an AC/DC song or something.
Yeah.
I was either
Yeah.
like something like that, or maybe like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
You knew it was gonna be cock rock.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Mm. Fuck.
So it's
yeah, yeah.
like
that's-
nothing about it is surprising.
Yep.
You
I'm glad I unlocked that. This is just comedy Ready Player One.
Comedy Ready Player One.
Which sounds like that's what the new fucking Space Jam is too.
Yeah. Well, 'cause
oh
No,
yeah.
no, not sounds like. That is exactly what it is. It was I remember when 30 Rock did a special for coming out, and just finding out that it was just a big commercial for the Peacock channel.
Huh.
Oh
And,
yeah.
I was really disappointed at it, but because everybody's doing like their own little thing around the pandemic, and they can only do so much because filming restrictions at the time were in effect. But it ended up being a thing where they used the episode the characters which they made fun of in the earlier seasons to shield for Peacock.
Huh.
Say
I didn't
like,
know this was a thing.
yeah, it's like if you go on Peacock, if you actually have Peacock as a channel, they have that 30 Rock episode, and what it is like it's a few things that have something to do with the show. They have guest appearances or appearances by some of the cast, and they basically show commercials for upcoming things that's going to be on the channel.
Boo.
And it was just terrible. I was like,
awful.
man.
Was it?
And so then when I watched Space Jam 2, and I didn't want to, but I had to. I just had to. It was the same thing, a commercial for HBO Max. Hey,
Fuck that.
Warner Brothers owns this. We own this too. You like Harry Potter? Oh, we got a Harry Potter world. Oh, you like the Matrix? We got the Matrix too. Oh, you know what? Let's just throw in Rick and Morty for fucking sakes.
Yeah, well,
You
that's-
like Mad Max? We got Mad Max.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Everything.
It's the whole like, hey, don't you guys feel lucky to be able to watch a commercial
Yeah.
Or don't you feel lucky to play a commercial? Because the Warner Brothers has that new fighting game coming out, where it's Smash Brothers, but it's everything from the Warner Brothers universe.
Yeah.
You can play as Shaggy, who has super moves, and you can beat up fucking Batman.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, that's gonna be a thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
they
thing
just
coming
announced
out.
a couple weeks ago. But like that's, I mean, like the Shaggy thing, that's an online joke, but very much, yeah. Like I saw a tweet that like, Space Jam 2 warned us about this.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So going to the beers though, Pickle Goza. Actually, both of these are no for me, but not because I don't enjoy them. Like Pickle Goza, it's fine. Urban Artifact actually made a couple pickle beers. They have this one. They have a spicy pickle.
Oh.
Like a regular pickle.
Okay.
I wonder how that
They're all
spicy
listed as
pickle is.
Gozas. I don't know. I've only had this one, so I can't really say how they stack up against each other. But Urban Artifact does weird stuff with beers, and I enjoy that. And we can get them over here now, which is, great. They're out of Cincinnati.
Cincy beer.
Yeah, it's not as pickly as you would expect it to be. Like there's a weird citrus underneath it. It smells atrocious.
Yeah, it
but
does. More Cincy beer, less Cincy chili.
yes, yeah, yeah. Don't want it on my spaghetti or whatever the fuck they do.
And
over
sweet. No sweet chili.
there. No. The Dewclaw Brewing. Oh, this is from Baltimore, Maryland. They nailed it as far as like what they were going for. Great representation. I'm not big on French toast, so no. Like I've had some other like blueberry pancake kind of beer, which way too sweet. That's from Rochester Mills, but I would be interested to have this on draft just to see how this beer holds up.
Okay.
I did pour a little bit of it into my glass just to kind of see if the aroma was different. Way later than I thought it was going to be. But fine beers. Fine beers. Glad I tried them. Glad I've we're able to get them, but not ones I'm gonna have anytime soon again. And nothing wrong with that. Beers like that. Well, that wraps up the Pest.
Oh my god.
Juan, thank you for coming
man.
back onto the podcast.
Yeah,
so
Dwan.
glad to have you back.
Yes. Love to be
Anything
here
you
all
want
the
to plug?
time.
You still doing your online YouTube
Yeah, your
videos?
trailer reactions and stuff. Is that still going
Day
on?
One Reacts. Angela's doing it more than me, but every now and then I come along. Day One Reacts on YouTube.
Okay.
All right, cool. You'll find a link to that in the description for this episode, so check on it out.
Check
give
'em
a
out.
subscribe and see what those reactions are. You can find Good Brews Bad Views online wherever podcasts are found. Leave us a rating and subscription and all that podcast jazz. You know how these things work. We're 120 episodes deep at this point.
You've heard it from every other podcast. Do the same stuff.
Exactly. If you like what we're doing here on Good Brews Bad Views and want to support our ridiculous endeavors, consider supporting our Patreon at www.patreon.com/goodbrewsbadviews, where you can get access to our monthly poll where you get to pick on one of our upcoming episodes each month, as well as access to the Max's Musings, my monthly media column where I'm writing about the shit that I'm reading, watching, and what I'm thinking about it. Truly appreciate everyone who contributes to that.
Yes, thank you much.
It means the world to us. Send us all your hate mail at goodbrewsbadviews@gmail.com. We're available on all the social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, blah, 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 blah. You know that. And as always, please watch
And drink
responsibly.
Bye.
Bye all.